want to talk about cultural noise.
Cultural noise.
Yeah, here are my little sub-questions here, so we can decide how we want to talk about this. What are the short-term and long-term effects of having constant noise around us? I'm talking about the noise of things going on in the media.
So not the noise in our heads.
Well, I mean, it's causing noise in our heads, I'm sure. But I'm talking about things like the news reports and the ads that pop up whenever we go to look at something.
Sounds
social media and whatever. So let's just start by talking about what are the short-term and long-term effects of having constant noise around us. So let's talk about short-term. What's the short-term effect of having all of this noise around us? Pop-up ads, social media posts, TikTok videos, or whatever Facebook calls them. Reels, I think they call them. The little news segments saying this is happening and that's happening. And you'll notice, I've noticed this, that these little news segments rarely have any real news in them. It's mostly just people's opinions. This could happen. That might happen. This is preposterous because of this. Like, there's very little data. And I think people are we're so hungry for data, and we're not getting enough of it, that we start taking people's opinions as food instead. And it's terrible.
Absolutely. Because it is not good.
And they take so much of it that their opinions start becoming your opinion. What do you think the effects of all this noise is?
I think the effects are going to be very different from person to person. I think if someone is employed and they have to go to work and their co-workers are chattering about it and they have all that additional exposure to it, it would be harder to monitor and to control the reaction that one has. But for me, where I am very blessed at the age of 66, that I get to be at home and choose for myself what I will and won't listen to, it has little effect on me.
So this is because you are not subjecting yourself to that noise.
Yeah, it's a conscious choice. When I was on Facebook, the biggest problem I had with it was, this is wasting my time. They're entitled to their opinions. I don't fault anyone for having an opinion. I couldn't quit scrolling, looking for something interesting. The thing that would stop me every time was people doing a painting. I think I like the way they moved their brush through there. I like the way they did that downstroke. That's what kept me on Facebook, was the algorithm knew that I like to watch people doing different styles of paintings. I also would be pulled in by good music. So
it knew what noise to feed to you.
Yes, and it worked. That's what kept me going. And when I left Facebook, that's what I missed the most. And it should maybe be the posts of my loved ones, but I can call them. I can check in on them, see what they're doing.
Well, I've not been as diligent as you have been about keeping the noise down. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook, but like a year ago, maybe it was a year ago, I was on Facebook quite a bit, constantly looking at things and seeing, this is when Trump had first taken office, and people were so outraged that he had gotten elected and so fearful. People were saying, a lot of people in my family were saying they're going to leave the country. They never did, but they were claiming they were going to leave the country because he got put in office.
I have kids that really might leave the country.
So I kept seeing all of this stuff, and interspersed with that is school shootings and knife stabbings and all of this stuff. And all of that noise just started bringing me down.
Oh, yeah.
Down. And then I would get on YouTube and I would see the same kinds of things. And I just went into a state of depression. Legitimate depression. Just from the noise of it was causing me depression, and I didn't know how to escape it. I didn't know how to. Something in me didn't say you got to get off of Facebook. Well, something was saying that, but then there's some advantages to Facebook as well. I didn't want to get off of there. I pay for YouTube with no ads, and so YouTube was all I had, and YouTube's a lot of noise.
I pay for YouTube with no ads, and it's my favorite thing to watch.
Me too. But I have had a bad habit, and I've recently changed this, but I've had a bad habit of watching body cam footage of police having to deal with somebody with a knife or with a gun, or some Karen flipping out on a police officer and stuff like that. I was watching these things over and over again, and it was all just dragging me down.
Yeah.
And recently I started, for everyone that's popped up, I've said, do not recommend that channel. Do not recommend that channel. So those have pretty much gone away. Every once in a while they still
doing that.
pop up. But
Yeah.
most of them have gone away now. But I realized like a year ago that there was too much noise going on in my life, too much negative noise going on. Noise in itself I don't think is good, but negative noise is especially harmful. And I got off of Facebook for a while. But lately I've realized that I'm getting the same experience with YouTube as I'm out there looking for, what did Trump do next? And what has Fox got to say about it? What's CNN got to say about it? And they're equally bad. CNN and Fox,
It's all
opposite sides of the spectrum, but they're equally terrible.
I agree. I've watched both, and it's really irritating.
The only one that I kind of trust is ABC, but I look at a bunch of different things to try to get the big picture. But the more of that stuff that you look at, the more noise you're ingesting. And I've just come to realize lately that I've tried to get less noise, but I'm not there yet. I need to get back to meditating, carve out spaces in your day where it's just peace and quiet.
I listened to a podcast on my long drive over here. The man that was the guest on the podcast was talking about the noise, this very subject. And he was talking about meditation. And he said, I think we as a people, he felt like it was close to half of the world's population, is starting to develop a subconscious desire to meditate in a whole new way. And they don't know they're meditating. And he said, what they're doing is they're starting to embrace the truth of what it is to be human, to accept our own human condition rather than, I've got to get rid of this stuff. I need to do better. He doesn't advise doing that. I found it fascinating because I love just enjoying my humanness. And I love enjoying the human condition of other people. And it's helped me a lot with the noise, because things that used to be noise to me are no longer noise. People that may have annoyed me 8 years ago don't annoy me at all, because that can cause that internal noise in our brains. I loved the idea of that. I've never been good at just sitting.
Wait a minute. What is he suggesting that you do if it's not meditation?
He said that is, in a way, a new form of meditation. He said, embrace your humanness.
Oh.
Embrace the humanity of others. He was talking about meditation and how it used to be empty your head. Let it be a void. And you want just no thoughts, just peace, quiet. Pay attention to your breath. In, out. And he said, a lot of times that doesn't get people very far. It can give them peace for a moment, but he addressed the issue, how can we get more long-lasting peace? How can we get better results from our meditation? And he said some people don't realize that all on their own, they're training themselves to embrace their own humanity, embrace the flaws and individuality of the other people out there, and number one, most importantly, know what you can and can't control. There are so many things, he said, we don't have a clue how much is out of our control. We have so little that's really ours, that's within our control, right down to our family members. There's so many things we can't control about our family members. What can we control?
It seems to me like that would be hard to meditate on, though, because to even contemplate those various things that you just mentioned would cause my head to start running off in directions.
That's okay. You embrace it, that your head's running off in directions. That's what he's saying. That's part of your humanity. He's like, quit trying to meditate. He was using the word meditation as people have developed a new
The whole point of meditation is to quiet your brain, isn't it?
The old meditation, yes. It was to quiet your brain.
So he's just talking about acceptance.
He's talking about peace in acceptance, finding peace through an awareness of what you can and cannot control.
No. So if I go back a year ago when I got into a fit of depression, would I have been more at peace if I had just accepted the fact that I'm depressed?
He would have said yes. That people
I don't
get.
think I would have been.
He feels like if people can accept, hey, I'm going to get depressed sometimes, don't get depressed about it, that you're going to get depressed sometimes. Work your way through it the best you can. Be grateful that there are people that are trying to help you get through it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure I agree with it, because if I had not gotten my head to a place where this condition that I'm in is not good, and I need to find some actionable things that I can do to lift myself out of it, then I would have just kept spiraling into it.
Did you hear what you just said?
I heard what I said. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, it was great. You found you knew you needed to find some actionable things. Then embrace that. Embrace that, hey, I am going to just do traditional meditation. It's working for me right now. Then do it. If that's what's working for you, do it. Find what really works for you, not what the masses suggest. I look at Caroline Philp. To me, she's one of the most fascinating, beautiful people. I feel like almost said she's one of the most fascinating people I've ever met, because I feel like I've met her. I feel like I know her. We had a mutual friend, but it was her friend, Chris Holmes, and he played the guitar, and he and I became friends, and he became my pen pal, and he helped me through a lot of rough times, even though we never met. And he had a stroke, a debilitating stroke. His daughters didn't come take care of him. Caroline did. It makes me emotional when I think about how she was just there for him day after day and saw him through that. What a good friend. Right to the bitter end, she was there for him. I could just name story after story. I'm pretty sure she lost a brother that she dearly loves. I know she has found a way to find joy and peace under the most difficult circumstances. She is a Sagittarian. I'll bring some astrology into it. I think we Sagittarians don't give up easily. And I think she figured out how to filter through the noise so she could stay focused on what matters. I think she embraced her humanity. I think she embraced the humanity of the people she's reached out to.
But would you agree that there's more noise today than there ever has been? Way
more. We didn't used to have the internet. Mm-hmm. We didn't have social media. There's so much more noise now, and I worry.
When you and I were kids, we had 3 channels on TV, and now you've got every direction you look in, there's different content, and usually it's short form content. So you get 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 16 minutes, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and everybody wants your attention.